I was the king of the thicket, youthful, full of fire with legs like coiled springs. The forest whispered its secrets to me, and I listened, always alert, always prepared. No creature, not wolf nor bear, could catch me. They were nothing but shadows, fading before the rush of my hooves. I was untouchable, but then the shadow came. I first spotted him at the edge of the meadow, crouched low in the grass. His form was wrong, too upright, too alien. The wind carried his scent, a strange mix of earth and smoke, like pine trees after rain. I froze, the hairs on my neck prickling. His eyes met mine, steady, calm, unlike anything I had known. There was no hunger there, only patience, a purpose. He didn't move, didn't lunge. He simply waited, watching. Instinct screamed for me to run, and I did. I darted into the trees, my legs eating the earth beneath me, the thorns and underbrush barely slowing me. My heart pounded in my chest, but the fear was distant. This was my world, my domain. I ran without thinking, without looking back. After a time, I stopped, the stillness of the forest pressing against my ears. But then I saw him, closer. How? I'd run for miles, zigzagged through the thickest parts of the woods, crossed rivers, and yet there he was, always behind me, not chasing, not hunting, simply following. His pace never changed. My pride flared. I was faster, stronger. If he wanted a race, I would give him a race. So I ran harder, pushing myself to the edge. My muscles burned. My breath came out in ragged bursts, steam rising in the cold air. I leapt over fallen logs, surged through brambles, plunged into icy streams. I didn't look back. I didn't need to. No one could catch me. But still, when I slowed, he was there, just behind. His rhythm never faltered, always calm, always watching. Hours bled into one another. The sun sank low, casting the forest into shadows that seemed to stretch forever. My legs trembled, my chest tight, the world around me narrowing. The silence of the woods felt oppressive now, like the trees themselves were closing in, suffocating me. The panic came then, a creeping dread that I had never known before. I tried everything, doubling back, crouching low in the underbrush, even crossing rivers to mask my scent. Nothing worked. He was always there, just behind me. The crunch of his footsteps on the dry leaves, the faint snap of twigs. Never any sound of breath, no grunt or rustle, just his quiet, unrelenting presence. The night fell swiftly, the cold seeping into my bones. My body screamed for rest, but I knew that if I stopped, it would be over. I stumbled, my hooves catching on the roots that seemed to rise from the earth to trip me, my vision swimming with fatigue. And then I heard it, a soft whistle in the air, followed by a sharp, searing pain in my side. My body jerked, my legs crumpling beneath me as the ground came up to meet me. The world spun, and then silence. The forest, once alive with the sound of pursuit, fell still. Footsteps approached, slow, deliberate, like the march of time itself. The shadow loomed over me, his face painted with earth, his eyes gleaming in the pale moonlight. He knelt beside me, his hand reaching out to rest gently on my neck. I expected fear. Expectation demanded it, but in his gaze, I found only respect, reverence. He didn't speak at first. His presence was calm, unhurried, as if he had all the time in the world to watch me die. And then, when he did speak, his words were strange, foreign, but their meaning was clear. "You are strong," he murmured, his voice a low whisper, like the wind in the trees. "Your spirit joins the endless hunt." And in that moment I understood. This wasn't an end. No, this was merely a beginning. The hunt wasn't something you won or lost. It was a cycle, eternal, unbroken. I had always been part of it, just as he had. The hunter, the hunted, two halves of a whole. I was no longer just the prey, the one to be chased, to be run down. My fire, my speed, my strength, they burned in him now, his stride carrying the weight of my spirit. My essence, my being, became his. Through his eyes, I saw the world, the respect he had for the forest, the reverence for the hunt. He had not come to take my life. He had come to honor it, to carry it forward. And through him, I would run again, my energy, my essence reborn in the rhythm of the chase. We were bound now, no longer separate. I was not just the hunted. I was part of the hunt, as eternal as the forest itself. I would run again, my spirit a whisper on the wind, my swiftness carried forward in his step. And the hunt would continue. It never ends. It only shifts.